Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been quite a while since I posted an actual video and not just a short or a reel on Instagram, and a lot has changed since then. I finally got my bachelor's degree in industrial design. I moved to Chicago and started a job as a candy designer. I dyed my hair red. And one of the biggest changes that I'll be making is actually in my side business, which a lot of you guys follow me for. I have an Etsy shop called The Vanishing Wick where I sell candles, wax melts, bath potions, bath bombs, things like that. However, my brand is a little bit different where I do something that I've never seen anybody else do before, especially in candle jars, and that is having a fortune inside of them. So once the candle melts down, there will be a little glass vial with a unique fortune inside of it. I haven't seen any other company do this before, so I do want to make my candles stand out a little bit more, and that is what is bringing me to my rebrand. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, but I've been really scared, but something keeps bringing me back and pulling me in to do this rebrand, so here we are, we're finally doing it. And we're just gonna see how it goes. And if I don't like it, I can always change it again or go back to the original. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what the future has in store for the Vanishing Wick. So this is what my current candle looks like. Very simple, very elegant, not a lot going on at all. This fits in a lot of different types of homes. I don't think anything is wrong with this candle at all. I think the design on the label is really unique. My friend Shannon helped me design this, and I just think it's really quite a beautiful label. However, I feel like there's just not a lot of color on it. There's not too many elements going on. There's a lot of blank space. So I really want to make this more colorful and eye-grabbing, and that is why we are going to play with the label a little bit. I really want to portray this like homey, antique-y feel. The vibe that I'm going for is you're walking on a cobblestone street in London in the late 1800s and you stumble onto this like secret store. It's really dark and cozy looking and really intriguing. You want to walk in because it has this mysterious vibe and you want to see what's going on. So you walk into it and there's a bunch of botanicals and plants and ingredients laid out, and there's palmistry, there's fortune telling, there's tarot readings, there's like holistic healing. So they have a bunch of these they're 4-day ingredients. They're laying them out all on the table, and they're making these beautiful concoctions to help people, feel better, have their house smell better, all of these things. So that is the vibe that I'm going for, and I feel like this is not quite there. I want it to feel a little more antique-y, a little more inspired by like botanicals and like study drawings of flowers and things like that. So that's always what I envisioned my brand to be, and I just don't think I ever quite got there fully. So I really want to go all in and really immerse my brand in this story. So today we're going to be taking my candles from this to this. And I don't know about you, but I feel like this one is telling the story a lot better. What do you think? Please comment down below, which one do you prefer? Which aesthetic speaks more to you? Which one would you rather have in your home? And that's totally okay if this is more your vibe. Totally understand that, but answer 2 questions. A, which one do you think tells the story better that I just described to you? And B, which one would you rather have? Which aesthetic do you prefer? So let's get into the other changes of this rebrand. It's more than just the labels. Obviously, as you can see, I also changed the jar and the lid. I went from a clear glass jar with a gold medal lid, a frosted amber jar with a wooden lid. This is one of probably my most exciting change for me is the jar and the lid. This lid I've always hated. I never liked it. It felt pretty cheap. It doesn't really stay on super well. It won't fall off, but if you barely touch it, like, it comes off really easily. So I don't know, it felt a little cheap to me. Never loved the lid for this. And it's also a little bit more too green of a gold for me. This new lid is so much better. It sections on really nicely. It's flush to the jar, which I feel like just makes it look a little bit higher end. And it's wood, and I love gold, but I really, really love wood. I just think it feels a little bit cozier and a little more natural and organic, like I'm trying to give the vibe up with this new rebrand. The jar is also slightly smaller, so it's only 1 ounce smaller, so it's nothing crazy. You're just gonna get to your fortune a few hours earlier, which I think is a little bit more exciting for people. I know they can get a little impatient trying to wait for this fortune. So yeah. And last but not least, I will also be changing up my wax. So I've been playing with a new wax, testing it out. I like the cold throw and the hot throw. And I think it's doing a pretty good job. So I'm going to keep this for a while. This is the first time I've changed my wax since I started the company about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, I think. I don't know, it's flying by now. So yeah, I'm going to play around with this wax for a little while. It's still a soy wax. I would never use like a paraffin wax or beeswax or anything like that. So I am launching this rebrand with my new spring collection, which I think is just perfect for introducing this new aesthetic, the new labels, new jars. The spring collection will be picnic themed, so it'll really showcase that like foraging, botanical type of vibe that I'm going for. So just imagine you and your friends, whether that be little forest creatures or whatnot, and you're on this beautiful cotton picnic blanket in a secret garden, and you have champagne, prosecco, fruits, breads, chocolates. You have all these wonderful things for your little magical picnic. And all of those scents will be reflected in the spring collection. So we'll have prosecco, we'll have strawberry mochi, we'll have almond croissants. Yeah, so I just think it really is the perfect start for this new rebrand. All right, so enough talking about the rebrand. Let's get into actually making it. So come with me. Now I'm going to put him on my burner. I really love this burner compared to doing the double boiling method with the pot and water. So much easier. Okay, and while I have my scale out, I'm going to measure out my fragrance oils. So for the melts, 10% fragrance oil. The crisp cotton from Brambleberry. Love this scent. I love that I don't even have to do anything to it. Sometimes I like to customize scents and kind of mix them together and make little add-ins, but this one smells so perfect by itself. Just what I was wanting. Scent. Here's my little fortunes. Since I did just switch over to the amber colored jars, I do want to eventually switch over to amber colored vials. However, I had like 50 of these left and I did not want to waste them. So I think for this collection, I'll use these, and then once they're out, I will buy amber ones. So I use the CD18 wicks. They seem to work very well for me. I tried a few other ones and they just leave like these awkward like sinkholes and like tunnels and stuff. And it seems like so far with even the smaller jars that these work pretty well too. A little tip that I have that not many people do is to put the wicks on. I actually use just a stainless steel reusable straw. Doesn't have to be stainless steel, but as long as it's like durable and reusable. I just use this guy to line up my wick. And yeah, I've noticed that every creator I've ever watched uses like a cutout pencil or a cutout like pen, or they just like stick them on, you know, and eyeball it, and then go in with something to press it down, which is totally fine. But I don't know, I've already had reusable straws. I didn't have to go out and buy them or anything. And it's so durable, and obviously like they clean up really well. You can use them thousands of times. Super durable, and I love them because I can really press down so the wick is staying on. So highly recommend this tip. Now we're gonna go in with my little wick holders, and then I just set the fortune right there so I know which one has one in there and which one doesn't. Oh, the 160 by now. Yep, 143. So he's ready for his fragrance oil. Oh, she toasty. We will let these guys sit for a little bit. These guys are really easy compared to the candles. I don't have to physically put a vial in them and wait for them to cool. Like once they're poured, they're good to go. In like an hour or two, I'll close the tops. And then whenever I want, I can just put the fortune right in. I just roll them up and stick them right on the wax melt. And this one, you open up right away and you get your fortune, compared to the candle where you have to wait for the wax to melt. Look at that pretty chicken. Let's try this last guy right here. So now that I have the candles and the wax melts that I want done today, I am going to start printing out my new labels and putting them on the ones that have cooled down already. And then from there, I still need to actually take photos of them and list them. I definitely want to do a different type of photo as well. That is part of my rebrand. My desk is looking real messy, so please forgive me. Like I said, I have design background, so I do use Adobe Illustrator and Adobe InDesign to do most of my work, including my labels. So let's dig into it. So I did my labels from Avery, and they have really nice templates, so you can perfectly fit your design in there and they'll print just as the sheet looks. And I add like a 50% transparency to them so I can see where the lines are. Let's print them out and see how they look. Alright, so these dies are ready to go to the next step. So I'm just going to remove all of the little wick straightener dies. Some people use clothespins. I don't know, I personally really like these, but I do use clothespins when I run out of these because I only have like 12. I'm going to trim the wicks. And then some of these tops look really, really nice. Others, where you put the fortune in, you know, the tops are a little bit janky, which is pretty normal for soy wax especially. But since I'm actually adding something in, once it's, you know, starting to cool, it's starting to like release air bubbles and uneven texture at the top of these. So my life could be so easy if I didn't add those in, but I am going to have to go back on most of these and smooth out these tops. Alright, now that we have the candles done, we have one less thing to do before photographing them and listing them, and that is putting on the labels. Alright, and then I just have one more wax melt label to put on, and I can start photographing these and list them, and then they're ready to go. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this. And do not forget to comment down below which candle aesthetic you prefer and if you think my rebrand is telling the story that I want it to tell. Also, don't forget to check out the candles on Etsy. Give my shop a follow. Favorite some of the candles if you like them, and yeah, shop around for yourself, for friends, family, whatever. They are great gifts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Until then, I'm wishing you all great fortune. See ya.